Hi and welcome back to the channel. My name is Alethea, and on this channel I share about all things to do with motherhood, raising boys, homemaking and a little bit of lifestyle. In today's vlog I wanted to talk a little bit about dealing with overwhelm as a mother. Motherhood is such a beautiful and sacred journey, but it can also be incredibly overwhelming. There are days when it feels like the to-do list is never ending and the demands on our time and energy feel completely impossible to meet. If you felt this way, take heart, because you are not alone. Wherever you're reading this or listening to this, I hope that you can take a moment to just exhale and breathe. One morning, I woke up to the sound of my toddler's cries and the other two boys fighting over a toy that they had snuck into the room the night before. Honestly, my heart sank as I tried to ignore the sounds, hoping my husband would take one for the parent team. He was fast asleep, of course. So I stumbled out of bed, already feeling defeated before the day had really begun. Have you ever had a day start like that? In moments like this, it's easy to feel crushed by the weight of our responsibilities. But I've learned that when we start our day with a quick prayer, asking God for strength and guidance, it does transform our outlook. Even a simple, "Lord, help me today," whispered in the chaos, can bring a sense of calm and remind us that we're not carrying this load alone. One of the ways that I tackle and deal with overwhelm is embracing the power of a routine. My mornings used to be a whirlwind of forgotten tasks and last-minute scrambles as everyone bounced around me. But once I started setting aside a little bit of time in the evening to prepare for the next day, things began to shift. So a quick 30 minutes to lay out your clothes, lay out the children's clothes, prepare packed lunches, pack nappy bags, or even spending a few quiet moments with God's word before bed can make a world of a difference the next day. Proverbs 31:27 speaks of the woman who watches over the affairs of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. Creating a routine doesn't mean we have to be perfect. It's about finding a rhythm that brings peace and consistency and discipline to our days. Even waking up a few moments before the children helps me to gather my thoughts before everyone else wakes up. My morning routine typically begins with a workout, writing or reading, all before the boys wake up. And it really does help me to feel like I'm doing something small for myself, filling up my own cup before I focus on pouring into others. Another way that I overcome overwhelm is by telling myself the truth that perfection does not exist. When we first become mothers, perfection is the thing that completely consumes us. There was a season when I felt like I had to do everything perfectly, be the perfect mum, the perfect wife, the perfect homemaker. But one day, as I sat exhausted and so close to tears, a dear friend reminded me that it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to pause, and it's okay to say no and drop some things. Galatians 6:2 encourages us to carry each other's burdens, and in this way you will fulfill the law of Christ. Don't be afraid to reach out to your spouse, family or friends when you need a hand. Whether it's asking your husband to watch the kids so you can have a moment to yourself, or arranging a playdate swap with a fellow mum, sharing the load lightens our heart immensely, and it eases the overwhelm that we often feel. If possible, try to carve out just a little bit of time for self-care without guilt. Jesus often withdrew to lonely places to pray, to fill his cup up, to focus on what was ahead of him. And this shows us and models for us the importance of rest and renewal to focus for the task ahead. So for me, this looks like a quiet walk in the evening or morning, a few minutes of journaling or reading, or even just sitting in the car for a few extra moments after grocery shopping. Find what replenishes your soul and make it a regular part of your routine. Remember, taking care of yourself isn't selfish. It's necessary for you to pour out love and care for your family. Creating a Thrive list has become a game changer for me in navigating the demands and sacrifice of motherhood. This list includes all the things that brings me joy and fulfillment each day. If you can, create a Thrive list, look at it frequently, and when you feel yourself feeling a bit depleted or flat, pull something from that list and enjoy it. In all things, hold on to the truth that God's grace is sufficient for us. We don't have to be perfect. We just have to be present and willing to trust Him with our daily struggles. Motherhood is a marathon, not a sprint. And by leaning on God each day and on each other, we can find the strength to keep going even on the hardest days. Thanks so much for listening, and if anything in this vlog resonated with you, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel to receive more content on motherhood, homeschooling, homemaking, raising boys, and womanhood. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.